This sequence is called the shovel, and in this particular sequence, the objective is to create the illusion for our audience of an object that has substance outside of what our hands are physically demonstrating. Specifically, I want my audience to see in their imaginations not only the handle of the shovel that I am holding, but also the blade or the spade part of the shovel and the dirt that's being lifted out of the ground and scooped into a pile beside it. So, to begin this sequence, we are going to form our feet into that L shape that we have been using. We should be pretty familiar with this shape. The front foot is going to be pointed to the side, and the back foot is going to be pointed to the front of the body. With my hands, I am going to create a pole shape and tilt it so that if I were really holding the handle of a shovel, then that handle would be right up underneath my armpit. And the motion that I'm going to make with that imaginary handle is almost a stabbing motion. I'm going to stab the ground. And I'm going to do that by first lifting my shoulders and dropping them very quickly so that my shoulders are going to come up next to my ears and then drop down very quickly. At the same time that I am doing that quick up and down motion with my shoulders, both elbows are going to contract and then straighten. So as my shoulders lift, my elbows bend, and then as I drop my shoulders, the elbows straighten out again, creating that stabbing motion. The next thing I'm going to do is peel my front foot off of the ground so that only my heel is touching the ground. Then I'm going to lift it and move it over in front of my body. This is going to help create the illusion of that spade for the audience by making them believe that I have put my toes on the back of the blade to give it a little more force as it enters the ground. Then I'm going to snap my toes back onto the ground, and as I do, I'm going to bend my knees. And this is going to create the illusion that the shovel is actually entering the earth. All of my weight is going to stay on my back leg so that that front leg is free to move around without breaking the illusion that the shovel is stuck in the earth. In other words, it's not going to force my arms to move around because I am only moving the leg. Once it's in place, then we're going to snap that foot down and bend the knees at the same time. Snap and bend. Once the blade is solidly in the earth, then I need to remove the foot. So I'm going to peel the toes back up and replace the leg off to the side of my body. Just like I did before, the weight is going to stay on that back leg so that my front leg is free to move around. To pull the shovel back out of the earth with a blade full of dirt in it, first I'm going to need to look at my back hand and I need to adjust it so that my palm is facing the ground. So I'm going to rotate that hand, and once I've got it in the correct position, then I'm going to bend my knee to drop my hip at the same time that I'm pushing down with my back arm and pulling up with my front arm to create the illusion that I'm pulling up a shovel full of dirt. So I'm going to drop and lift at the same time. And then I'm going to pivot off to the side, and to create the illusion that I'm shaking the dirt off of the spade, I'm going to very simply bring my pole shape, my handle shape, across my body back and forth in a very swift, jerky motion. So once I've got the dirt, I'll pivot, shake, and that's a pretty simple motion, just bringing the pole back and forth across my body very quickly, and then I will pivot back to start. From that starting position, the steps are going to be up, down, move the foot, snap and bend, remove the foot, look at the backhand, adjust, look back at the blade, drop the hip, pivot, shake, and pivot back to start.